Good morning, everyone. I'm Mareze Smit, and I will be telling you more about a project titled An Economic Analysis of Farm Profitability Related to New Deciduous Fruit Cultivar Choice, and I will be focusing on apples for today. Dr. Willem Hofman, a senior lecturer from Stellenbosch University, is the supervisor, and Dr. Ivan Labuschagne, CEO of Provar, is the co-supervisor for this project. Provar initiated this project in 2021 as a master's topic for my MSc in agricultural economics, and then the three of us proceeded with the project application together. For the duration of 2022 and 2023, I'm also one of the MSc interns at Provar, so this project is truly a collaboration between Hortgrow, Provar, and the Stellenbosch University. Well, simply put, this project started with the question, why should anyone listen to all of the research we're doing on differences between cultivars in our industry? What does all of this make? What is the difference that all of this makes to a producer's bottom line? When you delve deeper into what motivated this question being asked, you find the very obvious answer that we are producing fruit in an economic climate that cannot afford any waste to take place or mistakes be made in something like a planting decision. Optimal resource allocation through informed decision-making is essential to the longevity of any business. Cultivar choice is a long-term decision-making burden placed on producers that need to ensure their farm's cultivar composition creates a resilient farming business. The choice is dependent on a cultivar's inherent production requirements, the cultivar's interaction with the environment, and its performance in the market space. Having to consider so many factors in a challenging production environment with an almost constant inflow of new cultivars to choose from, it can be overwhelming to answer the question, how do you decide what to plant? This is exactly what we aim to answer, and so we built a decision-making tool for apple cultivar choice to ease the process of making a planting decision. I followed a systems approach to capture the interaction of different components of the farming system and not ignore the complexity of a physical biological system operating as a business. The project objectives can be summarized as quantifying the relationship between cultivar characteristics and expected profitability. Therefore, a whole farm budget model was the best tool to use in the systems approach. Next, the cultivar characteristics suitable for inclusion in the model had to be identified. The simplest and safest way to do this was through a participatory modeling process, meaning I turned to the experts in our industry and asked them which characteristics that differ between cultivars will impact ton per hectare, pack-out percentage, and input cost, and how does this influence your planting decision? After working through the information from those interviews, a process of practical consideration was necessary, as not all cultivar characteristics are suitable for inclusion in a 25-year budget model. This was also done with constant stakeholder engagement. The multi-perspective nature of this interview process meant I couldn't use these results for statistical analysis, and so a next step was necessary for the academic validation of the model. A Delphi expert panel convened to evaluate and confirm the logic behind the structuring of horticultural characteristics in a budget model. If any of my assumptions or calculations were wrong, they had to suggest corrections. And at the end of the day, the panel had to reach a consensus regarding the correctness of these characteristics for the purposes of the model. The Poem Fruit Delphi panel gathering only took place just over a week ago, so I don't have any conclusive results to show to you today. Independent cultivar evaluation is aimed at reducing the probability of incorrect planting choices. The model I built is a vessel for the data generated in our industry, such as the data that my colleague Tristan just presented. Okay, ek sal wel. Ek gaan maar aangaan. Ek gaan aangaan. Okay. So all of this is really just a simulation of the decision-making process of cultivar choice. It helps you to stop and think of what to consider when you make a planting decision. Whilst the model is built to function independently from a specific dataset structure or temperature model, it is receptive to the incorporation of data. The responsible decision-making using this tool will demand each characteristic to be supported by independent evaluation data as far as possible. It is important to note that the model is usable on two significant levels. The first level is incorporating different cultivar characteristics in the enterprise budget and comparing the magnitude of their effect on the gross margin. And the second is evaluating different cultivar combinations in the capital budget and the internal rate of return of different cultivar mixes. If you are interested in hearing more about this, you can contact me anytime. Our POEM work group just over a week ago took about 4 or 5 hours to pack out each characteristic, so I refrain from starting with that now, because I had 5 minutes. I would like to thank Hortgrow very much for funding the project, and Dr. Hofman and Ivan for their constant support through all of this.